I want to talk about Mozart. Not that one, the other one. You may be surprised to know that before Wolfgang hit the scene, the child prodigy wowing audiences across Europe was his older sister, Maria Anna. Now, I love discussing her because she's the perfect example of nuance in women's history. Wolfgang didn't simply sit at a piano and begin composing. His natural talent was undeniable, but he was curated, supported, guided by his father Leopold from the time he was a toddler. Leopold was a court musician, and once he saw his children's talents, devoted his entire life to ensuring their musical success. Maria Anna showed signs of brilliance. She began lessons at 8, and by 12, she was playing the most difficult compositions in existence. Maria Anna, in just 4 short years, developed the talent to overshadow her father and any pianist in Europe. She wasn't curated. She had to prove herself. Now let's compare that to her little brother Wolfgang, immersed in teaching from the time he could barely talk, watching his older sister's exceptional talent. Here's the nuance. Leopold didn't begin teaching Maria Anna until she was 8, and it was not with the fervor he did with Wolfgang at age 3. That's the story of women's history. Maria Anna had to fight for what the world handed Wolfgang readily. The two toured together, managed by Leopold, of course, and Maria Anna often received top billing. Wolfgang was chaotic, charming, rebellious. He lived the part of an artistic genius, wavering between obsession with his music and indulgent behavior. No woman in the 18th century would have been allowed this kind of exploration of an artistic life. Maria Anna was compliant, devoted, agreeable. Leopold pulled Maria Anna from performance when she reached marriageable age. There were no such limits on Wolfgang. She had to step back and give her brother the spotlight at the direction of their father. Now, I'm not interested in the conversation about whether we owe Maria Anna some credit for her brother's genius. I am very interested in discussing how her life would have been drastically different without the limits history placed on women. If she did write compositions, none of her music survived. Facts of her life are lost to history, like why she didn't marry the man that she loved and didn't marry until her 30s. History didn't care to document the life of a woman, even a genius. I didn't see women artists when I was a kid, so I lived my entire life believing they didn't exist. This implants an unfair bias in the minds of little girls that they are not capable, not as intelligent, and not worthy of remembrance. I wish I could go back and tell little me about Maria Anna. To see a girl called a prodigy touring the biggest venues in Europe would have been enough to make me ask myself how big my future could be. Women's history means not simply highlighting their accomplishments, but recognizing the societal limitations on their abilities. If Maria Anna was the designated genius crafted by her father with the intent of professional success, who could she have become? There is space for women in history. It doesn't erase the accomplishments of men, but it just may ensure that the next little girl sees herself as the genius she could be.